Welcome back. Trustee Abrego, will you please convene the Committee on University and Faculty?
Thank you, Chair Kimball. Will the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel please come to order? It is now time for the committee to consider today's consent agenda, which consists only of the minutes of the January 2021 meeting. Is there any objection to the approval of the minutes? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. The committee has one item on today's discussion agenda. It is an action item seeking committee approval on executive compensation for the interim Vice Chancellor of University Relations and Advancement. The item will be presented by Chancellor Castro. Chancellor Castro, please begin.
Thank you, Trustee Abrego. Good afternoon to everybody. As you know, after serving the CSU Chancellor's Office with dedication for more than 12 years, Vice Chancellor Garrett Ashley will be leaving his role as Vice Chancellor for University Relations and Advancement effective April 30th. We'll have a chance to celebrate with him later today. As you might recall, he will become Senior Advisor to Cal State Fullerton President Fran Vergey. In this role, Garrett will provide advice and counsel on matters related to advancement, external relations, and governmental relations. With Garrett's imminent departure, Lawrence Salinas, I know many of you know him as Larry, currently my senior advisor, has accepted the position of Interim Vice Chancellor of University Relations and Advancement. Beginning April 1st, Larry will serve in this role for up to a year while a nationwide search for a new Vice Chancellor begins in the fall. Larry is among my most trusted advisors, having served adeptly on my cabinet at Fresno State in support of the campus's government relations program. I've known him for over 20 years, since we worked together during UC Merced's founding years, and I consider him to be among the most effective and strategic relationship builders and networkers in the state. His 35 plus years of experience working the halls in Sacramento and Washington, D.C., and cultivating relationships with public and elected officials, policymakers, donors, and members of the media will be of great strategic benefit as he leads our talented URA team. A native of Austin, Texas, Larry's lived most of his life in the San Joaquin Valley, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Political Science at Fresno State as a first-generation college student. Prior to joining me at the Chancellor's Office, Larry served between 2016 and 2021 as the Principal Government Liaison between Fresno State and policymakers at the local, state, and federal levels. During that time, he also leveraged his professional relationships by inspiring strategic partnerships with Chevron and other organizations in support of the university's mission. In addition, he established his own named scholarship for students majoring in political science. Before joining Fresno State, Larry served in various senior leadership roles at the University of California Office of the President and UC Merced, and as a lead staff member for a California Assemblyman and Lieutenant Governor, as well as 3 members of Congress. Congratulations to Larry. I have every confidence that the California State University will benefit from the breadth and depth of his expertise and experience. In closing, I recommend that the university's Interim Vice Chancellor of University Relations and Advancement, Mr. Lawrence Salinas, receive an annual salary of $306,472. This is the same salary as the current incumbent. In accordance with existing policy, a monthly auto allowance of $1,000 and standard benefits for executive classified employees is provided. To members of the committee and the full board, I recommend approval of the compensation for the Interim Vice Chancellor of University Relations and Advancement as published in the amended item. Thank you very much, Trustee Abrego. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Chancellor Cantor, for your presentation. Executive compensation for the interim vice chancellor of university relations and advancement is an action item before the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel. May I have a motion from a committee member to approve this item?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? It appears there are no further questions or comments. There has been a motion and a second to approve the item. At this time, Ms. Kiss, please take a roll call vote.
Thank you, Trustee Abrego. Trustee Abrego.
Yes.
Thank you. Trustee Day. Trustee Farrar.
Yes.
Trustee Furstenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Fong.
Yes.
Trustee Steinhauser.
Yes.
Chair Kimball.
Yes.
And Chancellor Castro.
Yes.
Thank you. And the motion passes.
Thank you, Ms. Kiss. The item is approved. Chair Kimball, that concludes the business of the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel.
Thank you, Trustee Abrego.